All right, so this week I wrote on my LinkedIn and then here on this blog post about how to handle layoffs as a candidate. And while you can just go ahead and read this, this is kind of a quick recap and a little bit of an expansion on my thoughts. At the end of the day, layoffs suck. They're not fun. They do feel personal, even though they're not. And ultimately, they can kind of leave you in a sticky spot as a candidate. And so I want to start by acknowledging that. This is not meant to tell you that those things are not true. This is meant to kind of grab your face and point it in the better direction and then push you forward towards, in my opinion, what I think is the better approach to keep you from getting kind of drugged down or kind of stuck in this cycle of woe is me, victim mentality. It happened to me versus how can I kind of respond to this? So, like I said, layoffs suck. But I want to kind of dig into this. So, first portion, obviously, just acknowledging it. However, this portion here, I want to talk mostly about this. When you are interviewing, when you're out there, when you just got laid off, you're out in the interviews, you're talking on LinkedIn, whatever, how you talk about it, how you talk about your former employers is going to impact your job search so much greater than you could ever possibly imagine. Nobody wants to work with somebody that's a negative Nancy. Nobody wants to work with somebody that just is constantly dogging on other people, right? And while you may be justified in how you feel, you are not justified in how you're talking. So if you get yourself on LinkedIn, you get yourself on social media, you start dogging on your former employer, you start dunking on the fact that they overhired, that they shouldn't have done this, or if they really cared, then fill in the all that, cut all that nonsense out. It's not that it's not true. It's not that you're not allowed to feel those things. But at the end of the day, all those things are doing is hurting you. You're going to get people in the comments that cheer you on, that agree with you. In fact, most of the public response that you'll see is going to be agreement. But notice it'll never be from somebody that's going to hire you, and it's never going to be from somebody that actually has value to offer. I will chime in on your DMs. I will jump into your comments, and I will tell you take this down because it's only hurting you. So if I haven't seen that post of yours yet, and you still got it up, now is your time to take it down because I'm coming for the comment section. I'm telling you, you're shooting yourself in the foot. If you get on LinkedIn and you start talking about the fact that you just got laid off or the fact that your company fired you or whatever, you start talking about it in negative light, you are shooting yourself in the foot. The only thing that you should be talking about when you get on LinkedIn when it comes to your job search is what you're looking for, the value that you add to the table, and what you've done to be successful. That's it. That's all it is. You can get on there and be like, hey, I had a great run. Unfortunately, was impacted by the layoffs. Shout out my cousin, 11 years at Amazon, dude's instead starting his own agency for Amazon ads and direct-to-consumer brands. So that's you. Hit him up. Justin, he's the G. But ultimately, if you can't come to the post, if you can't get online and start talking about what you did, why it matters, and what you're looking for, you shouldn't be online. Just log off. You're not ready yet. Go log off. Go book a therapy session. Do what you got to do, but do not be getting on LinkedIn because you're shooting yourself in the foot. Nobody wants to work with somebody that's negative. People want to work with somebody that they can see themselves building a company or their own careers with, flat out. Anybody that's cheering you on, they're not actually helping you. They're just hurting you. They're getting their little social gold, making themselves feel good. They're not actually doing anything to be helpful. When it comes to interviews, this is crucial. When you are interviewing and a hiring manager asks you what happened, that is not to a chance for you to dump emotionally on like what happened to you. What they're asking you, tell me the circumstances of you leaving the company. This is a great opportunity for you to recap your success in 2 or 3 sentences, recap what you're looking for in one statement, and right in the middle of it, explain that there's a layoff. Hey, thank you so much for asking. I had a great 2.5 year run with Hooby Scoobies, where I was able to drive X amount of revenue and see X amount of year-over-year growth. Had a ton of success. Unfortunately, the company hit a rough spot holistically, and my org was cut, and so I was impacted by the layoffs. What I'm looking for next, though, is to join a company like yours, where I can see fill in the blank success and X, Y, and Z. Done. Simple. Shut up. Don't say anything else. If they actually want to know more, they will ask you. Chances are they just want to see how you're talking about and how you're responding. to news of a layoff or to the way that you talk about your former employer. All the time, candidates get dropped from interview processes, not because they're not good, not because they didn't interview well, but because when they talked about their former employer, they didn't speak well of them, simply put. And then lastly, this is probably a little controversial, but to others, how you are talking about layoffs, about your former roles, about just things in general to other people, even your friends, your family, your spouse. It impacts how you interview, how you talk about it to future colleagues, and you got to be careful. Yes, there's a time and a place for venting. Yes, there's a time and a place for grief or for loss or for hardship. I know those things. That's okay. Have those, but also have an end date. I get to be whiny about it for a week. I get to be hurt about it for a week. I get to talk about it and be frustrated and angry for a couple of days, whatever. As soon as Sunday at 5 p.m. rolls around, I'm shutting up and I'm moving on. That's great. That's when you make your post. But do not go and get yourself online or go and get yourself in an interview if you're still in a funk about it. Because if you only have that funk with your spouse or only have that funk with the people you care about in your personal world, I guarantee you that hiring manager is feeling it. I guarantee you that interviewer is feeling it. And those people that want to work with you are feeling it, and they're not wanting to work with the funk. They're wanting to work with your best self. So put that forward. So if this added more value, if you feel like you want to see more of these when I make these posts, I'm happy to put more time, energy, and effort into these. Write maybe a script in advance so that I'm not just kind of rambling like I just did. But if this is valuable, let me know. If it's not, I won't do it again. But we'll see. Appreciate it.